So I'll start with the S&P and show you what I was thinking might happen in the coming week and weeks. So we might see, because we've broken out of this divergence line, we might see continuation to the upside to a double top formation, and after that we might see a drop, or we might see when Tuesday comes, because today it's going to be closed. When Tuesday comes, we might see just a plain and simple rejection from where we are right now down into this channel to the bottom of the channel, which would be our third leg down target for the S&P. Why am I talking about this slight lift and drop scenario? Because I believe this is what's going to happen to Ethereum and Bitcoin as well. We might see a lift today / tomorrow to a double, Bitcoin has already had a double top formation, but we might see continuation to a level 3. So we have in our 3 steps up from the reversal that we've just done, we might see a level 3, and what I mean by that is, I'm going to draw it very simply on the S&P. This being the rounded bottom formation, we've had level 1, level 2. I believe we're going to hit level 3. Now, considering how much of a shallow correction this recent swing has had, it's only done a 0.5. I believe the double top is quite likely. If the yellow line breaks, then I'm looking at the pink line as a strong level. And this would be the invalidation upwards out of the bull market for the S&P. So once the green path is the invalidation of the downtrend, and if the pink line holds at the back test, then the lift continues. Now the proof of the move is in the back test. So whether we see a lift, please mind your positions, because the best entry is on the back test. So let it play out and let it do its back test, because holding that support is essential for the move to be sustainable to the upside. And it's the same for Ethereum and Bitcoin. The proof is in that backtest and how it's been holding. And last week showed us that it was all a matter of backtesting, and it was the 50 EMA on the 1 hour that got repeatedly backtested for continuation to the upside. So that's when we know, when that level of support holds, that we're going to continue to the upside. So this is what I believe will happen to the S&P. Of course, the more sudden scenario is Tuesday opens and we will see just a drop, maybe again a slight high at the start of the session, and then we're going to see a drop back into the channel. And I'm going to take the first level of support as target. So back again, testing the edge of the white channel, getting rejected at the divergence line. So that would be the more sudden drop. All in all, I believe we're going to come down from where we are. I believe this is a bear market rally. I don't believe this is the pivot point out of the bear market. Not with where the stochastic on the daily is right now. This is not a sustainable continuation in terms of momentum to the upside. If I am to look though at the monthly stochastic is trying desperately to go back into the regular range box. And if I am looking at the weekly, again, the weekly has turned up, but it hasn't crossed yet. So we do have intention from the monthly and the weekly momentum to move to the upside, but we haven't had the invalidation of the bear market. Now, because we have a short story to tell for the levels for Bitcoin and Ethereum, I will just add a little something here in terms of why would this be the invalidation? Because this would be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This would be a W formation, a rounded bottom formation, and then breaking this line would confirm this as a W or as a rounded bottom formation, and off we go to another leg up. So that's why I'm saying this line is to me essential, and I'm not looking at any bull market pivot until we break that. I think we are quite far from breaking that, and I will do the same for Bitcoin and Ethereum because they are in a similar situation. So just to make things super clear, I believe we might see a slightly higher high for the stock market to hit a double top formation, and once that is done, we will be heading down if we see that. If we don't see that and we just see the breaking of supports, and I keep telling you what the support levels are: 1500 midterm for Ethereum and 18.3 short term midterm for Bitcoin. 18.3 or 18.6, let me just 18.7, 18.6 for Ethereum are the levels to hold for continuation to the upside. If we don't hold those levels, yeah, I was right, sorry, 18.3. If we don't hold those levels, we are going to reverse down and we're going to start our descent into the third leg of the bear market. Where we are right now, we might see a slight lift for that level 3 to be confirmed. Okay. Now, where is that level 3? I'm going to be using the daily charts. I will start with Bitcoin. That level 3 might be 22.7 for Bitcoin. So we've had level 1, level 2, a little bit of consolidation here, level 3. Again, I'm looking at the stochastic, and the stochastic is turned down on the daily for Bitcoin. On the weekly, it is lifting up very strongly. On the monthly, it's lifting up, but it's nowhere near the normal range box. So we might have, again, going up to level 3 will give us a little bit of sideways where the weekly might actually top out and have the space to reverse. Again, we have a high difference in buyers and sellers, which generally shows continuation of the uptrend. So we haven't had yet. What I mean is we haven't yet had this little candle that shows the decreasing difference in buyers compared to sellers. So once we have that, I believe we're gonna have another signal for the downturn. But until we have that, better safe than sorry. I would be patiently looking to get a position into a short with a tight stop loss. So getting on the 1 hour, swings would be a much more sustainable strategy than the 15-minute. I'm not using the 15-minute signals where we are right now. Okay, now where we had last night, we had a higher high. We did that little bit of a higher high on Bitstamp, but not on Bybit. I was like, where? Not on Bybit. I put in a short position here on the 0618 level. It's in the green and it hasn't yet been stop lossed out, and again it's half of the position because the other half will be put on confirmation. Now we have had the crossing of the 50 EMA over the 800 on the 4 hour, which is what probably led to this lift. So the EMA is coming up like that, give it a short-term support. The 4 hour stochastic has regular RSI has 5 bearish divergences at the moment, but the stochastic has hit rock bottom. It is turning down for the moment, but again, it's at the bottom of the range. So with the daily turned down and the 4-hour stochastic turned down, that would be an ideal downturn situation. And I am looking at this being this actually just continuing down from where it is, because on the daily levels we are below the daily open, but we're holding the pivot point, we're holding the psychological low, and we're holding the 50 EMA. So we have 3 points of support that we're holding for Bitcoin. And I am looking at this hour by hour because, again, breaking the daily open and breaking the psychological high to the upside after all of this rejection would clearly lead to step 3, which would be around 22.5, 22.7 to the upside, and the opposite, breaking the pivot point and breaking the psychological low and breaking the M2 and the 50 EMA would lead to coming back down and testing the 18.3, 18.7 range. So that's where we are with the levels of support. So back down to the 50 MA on the 4-hour. So breaking where we are right now would take us down to the 18.5 on average, the average between 18.3 and 18.7, 18.5 area. So we are in the middle of the middle where we are right now. Trying to find a position into a short would be the trade to be taking. Again, I wouldn't be longing with that stochastic on the day. However, the 4-hour might bring some sideways movement until the 4-hour catches a little bit of a breather. So it's still hanging by a thread at the moment, and once it breaks the pivot point, once it breaks the psychological low, it's likely to continue to the downside. I do favor a downside movement today. I just don't have at the moment the signals to call it. There are no signals to call the downside movement because we're holding support. But once this support is broken, there will be movement, and then there will be the back test of this support, and the back test of the support will be a great entry point to follow that movement down. If you haven't yet caught that 0618 entry in this retracement. It's a similar story for Ethereum. So Ethereum's levels are 1500 midterm, 1540 short term. So 1540 for today, 1500 for the days to come. Again, Ethereum has had that little candle of volume going down, so buyers are decreasing on the MACD. This difference between the blue line and the the red line in the MACD generally signals reversal is coming. So we have the support at the moment on the 4-hour, but again, the 4-hour stochastic is floored, which means that the immediate downward momentum is floored. There might be a breather. Level 3 would be 1670 for Ethereum. I think this could be a little bit higher, up to 1714, 1710, right about here. But I'm taking just the immediate swing into account. So 1670 would be the top of this movement, but it could continue a little bit higher. It's very hard to determine the levels because of everything that happened here. All this zigzag makes it hard to establish support and resistance levels, because there are some bigger ones like this one, and there are some intermediary ones like the 1720, 1715, 1720 area. So thereabouts, again, if I were in a long, I would be watching this area. However, on the daily levels, we have broken the pivot point now. We are just doing that at the moment. The 50 EMA here on the 1 hour is the one that's holding it. The psychological low is the one that's holding it as well. So two, and the low average daily range. So two levels plus the low, three points of support. Once these break, this will start spilling down, and it will come up for a back test of the 50 EMA on the 1 hour. That's how I see this happening if it is to drop today. Now, after what happened here last night, I believe again we might see a lift up to that 1670, that level 3, before we see the bigger drop. But I don't have the signals to confirm any of that, because at the moment both Bitcoin and Ethereum are holding 3 points for support and 3 points for resistance. The resistance is the daily open, the psychological high, and the previous high, which hasn't yet been broken. So we are holding equally support and resistance. The middle of the middle, we have a space of great volatility. You've seen from last night, Sunday. Okay, so in the space of a day, we've had a lift and a drop of 4.2% up and down, great volatility. And this great volatility is typical of a breakout. And that breakout, I believe, will be to the downside. But the way I'm reading the charts, the 1 hour and the 4 hour stochastic indicate there will be another lift. Again, use that lift wisely. I am looking for that lift for XRP to gain an entry into a short position. So that would be my my analysis. Same levels as the ones that we've posted on Friday. Now I will be posting the trade setup. So basically, if we hold the 15, I'm gonna lift this line to reflect the, there we go, the support that we are holding at the moment. So continuation to 16, continuation to 1670. If the 1540 level holds as support, that would be the first trade, and the reversal would be down to the 1340. If the 1540 level fails. So this is where the first level of support would be in this consolidation. Midterm. This week we might be coming down, and then we might be taking a couple of days to break this, and then over the next weeks we might be breaking through all of this here, and then breaking down towards the third step. It's interesting now how ETH has the 40 mark for there we go. Again, the back test is essential. So we see the drop, there's the back test, and the back test is a great entry to follow it down. Of course, using a tight stop loss, because we are in high volatility times. So these are the trades for Ethereum, and I will be putting in the trades for Bitcoin now. So continuation to level 3. I have adjusted level 3 because it's not, again, level 3 is it's not 24K. 24K would be on the daily. 22.5 So continuation trade to 22.5. If the 20.8K level is essential for the short term for Bitcoin, and 18.3 is essential for the long term. So if the 18.3 level breaks, we are heading down into the third leg of the bear market for Bitcoin. Trade 2 reversal, there we go. And I will be done in a minute. Okay. So reversal for correction if the 20.8 level fails. Breaks down to 18.3. Okay. So that would be that these two would be the trades to be watching. Continuation trade up to 22.5, and it is in percentages quite high. However, I wouldn't do this trade without a stop loss, considering where the stochastic on the daily is. The 4-hour stochastic and the 1-hour stochastic might take us there because they need a breather. The reversal, again, I wouldn't do this without a stop loss, because it could find an intermediary level around 19.6 and reverse to the upside, making a more shallow correction. I have seen Bitcoin do that. So we need to be watching them. And remember, on the 1 hour, if you see a double bottom structure or a double top structure, take your profits and wait for the next entry. Again, having your signals on the 1 hour is essential. Your support and your stochastic RSI, where it is right now, needs to go with you. If whatever direction you're going, don't trade against the stochastic, because it is the immediate momentum. So that's it. I'll be posting these trades on the chats, and let me know if you guys have any questions in the chats. Have a good day trading and a great week.